Hello, attendees, Casey, Jean, and John. One, two, three, four. There are five of us. We need one more for quorum, but this being a chill committee,
And we don't
I think
vote.
when we don't vote, we'll do a soft start right now anyway. Give me just a sec to pull up my agenda. Mr. Fay, perhaps you want to take attendance casually.
Casually, Commissioner Holden.
Here.
Oh, great. I missed you in the sea of other commissioners. Thank you. Commissioner Trindade Duraba.
I'm present.
Committee Chair Wilkins.
Here.
Committee Chair Brandt.
I'm here joining you from Detroit,
Ooh.
Oh,
Miguel's hometown.
Wait, are you at the same conference? You are, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'm at the National Planning Conference. Nick and I
Cool.
were talking about you yesterday, in fact. Only good things, I promise.
Commissioner Fay is here. And I can call their names, or I can simply note that all non-called commissioners at 6:06 are not in attendance.
Okay. Sounds good. We will begin. As always, commissioners, if you have upcoming engagements that you would like on the calendar so that we may open said engagements to our constituents and neighbors, please let us know. We've had a healthy influx of events lately, so thank you very much to the contributing commissioners. Our calendar has all sorts of community fun. Eat, Drink, Shaw is coming up. Vermont Avenue Garden Work Party next Saturday. This coming Saturday, I should say. I know there's something at the Common Good City Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's this
Yep.
spring garden party, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the same date as the
Correct.
so my husband will be having to bring in another date with him.
Wouldn't dare go alone. So thank you all for sending those in. Keep them coming if you're doing stuff in the community. And if you're not doing stuff in the community, go find some stuff in the community to do and let us know. Commissioner Barrio has entered the chat. So we have quorum now.
Hello.
Welcome,
Oh,
sir.
Commissioner Barrio, are you present?
I am present. Apologies for my tardiness. Had to get home from work. Bad day.
Oh, well, I dropped my iPhone and had to have the screen replaced. So I
That
see you
always
and raise you.
sucks. No, that's a tough feeling.
Something because somebody hugged me very enthusiastically, and then there it went flying.
Oh, well, there's something a little beautiful about that.
Okay.
Was it Queen Camilla?
Her Majesty has not landed yet, I don't believe.
No, they have.
Oh, they have. I
Which is why
didn't
I
feel the
suspected she was the one
tremor in the
hugging you.
force. Alas, no, I wasn't part of the delegation. Goodness. Okay, calendar. Hooray. Thank you. Submit things. On to the commission agenda. We will be joined on May 7th by Councilmember Brianne Nadeau, whose style of address is not Her Majesty. She'll be in our 6:30 slot, speaking about budget priorities, although we have asked her to reserve. Well, first of all, we've been bold and offered her 45 minutes, so we'll go until 7:15, but we've asked her to reserve 20-ish minutes or so to talk about things other than the budget, so we can do some local issues as well, which I think is great. They have agreed. We have, I believe, two anticipated guests. I've put Sean Moore of Lead Free DC on the agenda. He'll be our first agency guest, and I let him come at 7:30. So we'll do a little shuffle on the agenda. It's like his wedding anniversary or something, so I would like him to go to dinner. And we also, I believe, Al, have somebody from Capital Pride coming for a few minutes.
Yes, Sahab,
Okay.
Who's the director of operations.
Yeah. So we can probably just handle them. We'll decide whether we do that at the top or later.
Well,
And
let's
probably
just
at the top
decide
is
now,
nicer.
because I got to do a draft agenda. I like the
Yeah.
idea of putting all those folks up at the front, and then that way
I
they
do.
can head on their merry way.
Yep. And if we actually finish with the council member at 7:15, we can do Pride, and then Sean will jump on at 7:30.
Is it meeting online or hybrid?
Mhm.
Online? Yep.
Yep. No pizza. Sorry.
I'll eat pizza here.
Okay. All right. Andy's or slice and pie?
Probably Andy's. Although
Andy's?
Duccini's is right next to me, so I usually go to Duccini's.
Okay. Also acceptable. Hey, I saw that Gutted opened again after its long,
Hmm.
long ordeal. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I must go, even though it's in Ward 2. Two notices from me otherwise about the agenda. We have two resolutions that we passed in the past couple of months that have deadlines associated with them that we are not going to meet. Surprise, surprise. The first one is the Special Committee on the Comprehensive Plan, which is moving along. Christian just had an engagement with OP, sort of laying out how to approach this whole topic. As a reminder, he and Commissioner Fay and Commissioner Holden are the triumvirate co-chairs of the special committee, so they're working on the scheduling and all of that. A resolution did call for them to send us a report in May, so I will introduce a motion next week to extend that. And if you three have input on to when we should do that, let me know. And the second is the ABCR Best Practices Committee. We also asked for a report. I think that one was in June. And ABCR is taking a little bit of extra time, which I don't think is terrible, as long as it's not too much. So we'll give them an extra couple of months. We can sort of hash out what new deadline to set between now and next Thursday.
If Commissioner, Committee Chair Brandt would like to share, I think just 30 seconds on the timeline that we heard from Office of Planning, because I think that helps to support the chair's recommendation to extend the timeline.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm happy to do that. Do you want me to do that now or later?
Like
Sure, go
20
ahead.
seconds right now.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, we met with OP, and they basically were like, right now until the middle of May, I think is what they said, Matt. That is when they're expecting to get feedback on their current phase, and then they're kind of getting into like a pencils down production phase over the summer, where they're working on like synthesizing all of the feedback and research they have into the actual plan, and then in the like August, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think it's
Yeah, like
August.
August, September.
Yeah, August, September, they would sort of have the a more formal plan release, at which point we could sort of reconstitute and provide more feedback. But they basically were like, it's not necessarily really helpful to us to get feedback over the summer because we'll be in sort of production mode. We'll not necessarily be releasing new content to for feedback to be collected on. So what we're looking at basically is like a month-long sort of feedback sprint starting soon, and then ending sort of in the end of May, and then getting back together as a committee once OP, if everything goes according to schedule, obviously, but once OP releases their sort of draft documents. So
Okay,
that's the vibe.
that's great. Thank you. It takes a little pressure off us in one way. Probably ask you to repeat that entire update next Thursday, just so the community and the other members of the special committee are aware. Good. That's all I have. I don't believe the executive committee has anything. I checked in with Aaron. I don't think we have anything financial, but we'll see when he jumps on. A committee business. If you haven't sent your minutes and your stuff, please do. Commissioner Barria and Commissioner Hanrahan also. Oh, Commissioner Hanrahan's here. Update the tracker. We have surplus quorum now. Yeah, please send things today if you haven't submitted your committee chair form yet. Very helpful to us as we prepare the agenda so we don't have to go until midnight. Although sometimes we always find a way. That's it. Any new business items? Let's go committee by committee. ABCR, Stephen, are you able to come off mute? Give us a protest settlement agreement update. In my mind's eye, you're still settling in at home. You're unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi. let's see. I'm not on camera. Good. Um, ABCR, I think we didn't, we met last week. We just talked about like the resolution that we had. We are a little bit behind. Thank you for that, share and giving us a little extra time. We, largely talked about that a bit. And then, oh yes, the nightlife, the Noise Bound Amendment Act. We are working on that. I don't know where that stands exactly. I think we're kind of going a little bit back and forth about because it's kind of like dead in the water, but it could use some attention. So I think I owe the committee a email with a bunch of kind of like links, and I think we're doing more of like a knowledge share kind of review of existing materials. And so I'm going to send that to the committee so that we could have more to directly talk about at the next meeting. But that's basically it. We didn't have any licenses, so I think we're a little bit on license renewal pause until almost the fall with the retails. So slower ABCR season, which is nice.
Yeah. How much time do you think you need on the process, the procedural review?
I'd say at least a month. I'd say I think a goal. I think we'll probably be shooting for more of like an October like real draft. We can maybe give like just an update in June, but I think like maybe like probably September like draft.
Because the next wave of renewals will be when?
That's around that same time. So I guess September 30th, so October. So yeah, I think kind of like by the end of summer, I think we will aim to have something for the ANC, at least like a month or two after June.
Let's aim for July, August. Let's aim for August, and then that gives a little bit of play at the end if we need to go back and forth a little bit on stuff. I mean, again, remember, this doesn't have to be like a tremendously technical document. In fact, it really should not be. It's just codifying best practices that you've learned in the past year and a half, and the committee members, and if you have some SOP updates too, that'd be nice to capture.
Yeah. We don't want to waste. We don't want to forget what we've learned so far.
That's
just
true.
Cash out. Check out of the hotel before
cash out. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep. The community engagement. Sorry, I stole your thunder on the Capitol Pride visit.
No,
something about RCB.
I would say the only other thing, just so everyone knows, Pride is June 20th and 21st. The parade will be a similar route as it was last year, which starts on 14th and T, and will go down to down Pennsylvania Avenue, excuse me, I like blinked for a second. And then on Sunday, the 21st, will be the Capitol Festival. So we'll have a representative from Capitol Pride coming to share all of that. And then one thing that other ANCs have done that he suggested that we do is just a letter of support, which I can draft, but simply saying that we walked through all the operations and we're supportive of the parade and the festival. So it's pretty straightforward. And other agencies have done that in the past. And then the only other thing, just so that I'm sure you guys are all thinking about this, but something that came up in our committee was a big focus on anything that we're doing across the next 6 weeks that we're encouraging people to either one, participate in some of the education sessions around rank voting and making sure that residents and our neighbors know that the primary is the 14th. There'll be early voting and all of that information. So I'm working or attempting to work with the Board of Education to get some more materials. There's a lot on the website that's available, but to see if there's anything else that we can do just to get people engaged and make sure they know what's happening and that it's quickly approaching in June. So. And if you guys have any ideas or things that you're doing or questions that residents and neighbors are asking, let me know so that I can share that with the committee because we want to make sure we're providing a lot of information and education to the group.
Absolutely. In fact, Karen, maybe something for the calendar would be. I just saw something about an educational session. Is it possibly with the mayor? Yes. Oh, and it's Anacostia Rec Center, Town Hall. Oh, I see. You can dial in with a question.
You can press 0 to ask a question.
Yeah.
So it's intended for seniors who don't have access to online meeting.
Right. I see that now. Okay. I don't know. Al, are we aware of anything
There's
more
nothing new
local?
from what we posted already on the calendar. I think
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, I think the question or the concern that was raised in our meeting by members was around folks that may not have access to um, the ability to have joined the virtual sessions, and what is the board or the election board doing to make sure that folks that may not have accessibility are getting the information they need. So I have a question out to them. I know there have been some things that they've done at senior citizen homes and other places, but making sure that everyone has the
Oh,
information, I think is the concern, or at least where the
yeah.
concern came from.
Karen, actually, I had not noticed this before. On the DC BOE website, and I will just send you the direct link. There's a list of all their events, and they have like 4 or 5 educational sessions per day about RCV. So if we could just go through maybe and find the ones in the 1B area, I think just at a first glance, there's at least 1 or 2. Let's put them on our website. Okay, sent it to you. Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Economic development. What you guys got going on?
We did not meet this month. Next month, we are going to have a formal presentation by the BID. I expect that we will be presenting a resolution in support for the ANC to approve at the beginning of June. That would be transmitted with their BID application. They're currently in the process of getting signatures from property owners, and so we hear that that work is underway and are hopeful that as they get into the end of May for our next meeting, that they have made substantive progress. The second item for our May agenda is going to be an update on the revised proposal / plan for the Reeves Center redevelopment. So those will be our two. From an agenda perspective, we've got 2 LaDroit Park items. One is a letter of support for a public art project. The funding will come from a different source, but the grant requires a letter of support from the ANC. And you'll hear more about the public art project at the meeting. And then the second is going to be a zoning item that Christian will talk about here in a moment.
Okay, question from Commissioner Kenzik.
Yeah, not really a question. You said you already went through community announcements. Is that what you said earlier? I might have missed that. Just want to make sure that everyone knows to do their BEGA financial statement, and then also we have this year they're putting the petitions out earlier. You could pick up your petitions as early as July 6th, so everyone's aware of that. They're doing it just to give us more time.
Cool. Thank you for the note. Matt said something about art. Yeah, okay. Reminded me to let you know, Francois, that I do have a lead for you on a couple of muralists for 9.5 Street. Let's connect offline.
That would be awesome.
Tomorrow.
I would love to give a little brief update on the murals right now, since you brought it up.
Oh, fine.
So basically, we have applied for funding from Murals DC for both the Fold and the Thread, so those 2 buildings. We also spoke with the U Street Neighborhood Association President Aaron Lewis, and he has he's very excited about the opportunity to work with us. He spoke with his members of the neighborhood association recently, and so they have agreed to act as the 501c3 vehicle through which we could receive funds from the ANC. They have a mural or really a garage wall in their area that they are hoping to paint. And then also, obviously, we have the garage doors on 9.5 Street that we are hoping to paint. So we are currently speaking / reaching out to artists. So definitely, if you know any mural artists, please send their contact information to me, because I would love to reach out to them and see if they're interested in this project. And there is a possibility we're really trying to submit a grant proposal or grant application before our next meeting. That way we can get things moving. I will keep everyone apprised, but that grant application could be incoming with just the details of what we're planning for a particular mural on 9.5 Street, and then also near the Temperance Alley Garden, which the U Street Neighborhood Association is very involved with.
The application is for which program?
It is the ANC grant application.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
My understanding is that the process that we think is the best path forward, based off of talking with the Community Engagement Committee, talking with you all, is that we just submit a normal grant application to the ANC for sponsorship, and then draw from the line item in the budget if the application is approved.
Yeah, and we still have some details to iron out about the matching funds scheme. I know that we kind of floated it, maybe it's a little bit informally, like 2 meetings ago.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's kind of easy, right? Because the ANC cannot pay for the actual mural artist, but they can pay for supplies. So the matching funds kind of works itself out, because we also have things that we can cover and things that we can't.
Yes, that's my understanding. So yeah, we're going to work with U Street Neighborhood Association and others to help fundraise. We even spoke with the owner of Nellie's, who's expressed interest in helping out with the mural project, in the same way that he helps out with the Vermont Avenue Garden Party, so he could be a potential sponsor. So yeah, we're definitely exploring different ways to partner with organizations throughout the area, but just wanted to let you all know that we may submit that grant application before the next meeting, in which case, I'll send out an email to everyone with the info. It'll obviously be the application itself, and that the U Street Neighborhood Association would be the organization receiving the funds, and they are a 501c3 organization.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for letting me jump in.
Yeah. While we're freewheeling, I do want to ask Al, do we have any update on the Juneteenth grant application?
I'm connecting with them tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that we'll have time to go through your committee still? And then we would approve it at our June 4th commission
Yeah, it
meeting?
would be the June meeting, not next week.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will be close, but yes.
Okay. Unlikely to be controversial, but I guess we don't know until we see the whole thing. Okay, cool. Thank you. A public safety committee. Oh, back to you, hot potato, to Francois.
Of course. Yeah, no resolutions up for a vote at the next meeting for public safety. We are looking at safe passage, and we're trying to work on a resolution that's about studying whether the program could be expanded to elementary schools. I think on the one hand, it's a very good idea in the sense that we do have kids that are walking a long way to get to elementary school, and obviously they're particularly vulnerable. At the same time, there's still some questions, I think, around how effective is the program? How much money is the program using? Is it worth expanding? Would there be a lot of need that program would fill gaps there? Definitely because of this, concerns about immigration enforcement in DC, we've seen a lot of neighbors come out to help kids get to school. And I do think a better solution would probably be for the city to have people that are, designated and trusted community members, to assist with that work.
Cool. Very good. Karen will have thoughts. She's
she's definitely
she's woven into the history of.
She has given us many thoughts. We're working on a draft, and she's gonna definitely give us comments and suggestions.
Fabulous.
And help with that process. So,
thank you.
Getting it ready. We'll see what it becomes.
Okay. Very good. Transportation, parks, and public space, please.
The main thing for the meeting next week is the NOI for the Vermont Avenue buffered bike lanes. So we discussed that at our meeting earlier this month. had a bunch of comments. Most of the comments are actually about some bus stop changes that they're proposing as part of the project. Less about the bike facility, but they're proposing moving the existing bus stops at U and Vermont, the northbound one on the southeast corner to be on the northeast corner, and the southwest one that's right by the metro station to be north of U Street. And so we just had a lot of questions about that, and then some suggestions for if those are going to be where they move them, especially on kind of on the north side of the sidewalk for or the street for both of them. The sidewalks are kind of narrow, so we're just hoping that they're considering widening the sidewalk or a bump out or floating bus island, something like that, so that it wouldn't degrade the bus riding experience at those places. That was the main area of concern. So I've written up the comments from the committee meeting, and then we'll vote on that at the meeting.
Okay. Are they going to put parking on the southeast corner?
No. There might be because the bus stop is currently like right at the intersection
Yeah.
on the southeast corner. So if they put any parking, it would just be like one spot. It wouldn't be like a lot of new spaces opened up by that.
Okay.
And then just sorry, high level is the plan that Vermont right now has 2 lanes in each direction, eliminate 1 lane, turn it into bike lane and have 1 lane of travel in each direction.
Yeah, so really high level. Originally when this project came a couple years ago, it was going to be a protected bike lane, but through the engagement process and all sorts of stuff, they've updated the plan to be exactly that. So it's going from 2 lanes in each direction to 1 lane in each direction, with instead of the protected bike lane, a buffered bike lane. So it just has like a painted stripe that's like wider than like a standard bike lane, and some buffering around the median, to kind of get cars away from the median a little bit, which will potentially be helpful for garden party and when people are just checking on the flowers. Not a garden party, because at garden party there's a lot of people out and they kind of like are doing traffic control. But if someone is doing any sort of maintenance, not at a big day, they've added some buffer there so you can kind of get to the median a little bit better. So that's nice. And with the lack of protection on the bike lane, they are not removing as much parking as maybe they thought they might have originally. There's 9 spaces that they're removing, but it has to do with a bus. They're adding like a bus layover station stop by the metro station, where I guess in between routes or they can do driver shifts and stuff like that. By the metro station. So they're like building a space where the buses would kind of stop and kind of be there for a while. So that's going to remove some parking. It's also why they're moving the bus stop by the metro to be north of U Street, which we kind of don't like. So there's some comments about that.
Is that layover place in like the little inlet parking, the little, I don't know what that's called. It's not a horseshoe by the memorial.
I think it's like on the main. I'll bring we can look at the diagram
Cool.
next week, but I think it's on the main stretch. I don't think it's pulling into the little. I think that the little pull in is still going to be neighbor parking.
Okay. Cool. That's it for TPPS?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. And ZPD finally.
Hi, everyone. So we have one case coming up, sort of, kind of coming up. It's a little bit complicated, but basically, the short of it is that the applicants have gotten the ZPD voted on it. It's basically a application for a house on the U Street portion in like the first 400 block of U Street in LeDroit Park, that would enclose half of the porch in glass. And it seems to me, and I think Matt, you would agree with this, to be sort of not allowed under the current zoning, or sorry, under the not the zoning, under the design guidelines in the historic district. And so ZPD voted on this. We voted against recommending approval, although it was a tiebreaker vote. So I did actually get to vote for once, which was kind of exciting. In any case, yeah. Usually it's like almost unanimous, I would say, but this was a 5-4 vote. So we were in touch with the applicants, and I think essentially what they are interested in doing is taking a little bit more time to work on the application with the HPO staff person, Brendan. But I also know that they were supposed to go to the LeDroit Park Civic Association this past week. Matt informed me that they canceled that appearance. Earlier today, Matt and I had a few emails back and forth with Brendan at HPO. They have not reached out to him yet. So he was not aware of this idea from them that they would work with him to refine the application and hopefully get something in front of us that we could approve. So I think where Matt's suggestion, which I totally agree with, is that we should proceed with the application at the May meeting, unless we hear anything from them asking to delay, because currently they are scheduled to go in front of the HPRB in the HPRB's May meeting, which is the 23rd, I think. And if they do end up doing that, and we don't hear the case at the May ANC meeting, we won't be able to ask for another review period delay. So the only reason we would not hear it is if the applicants get in touch with HPRB or with HPO, excuse me, and they agree to delay the case to a subsequent HPRB meeting. But the reason why the ZPD didn't support this is because one of our members made a very good point that this is one of the last blocks in LeDroit Park in the historic district where all the houses are more or less accurate to the original, to the 1800s. And then in addition, the applicant's sort of justification for this intervention, in my assessment, didn't really make a lot of sense. It was mostly from like a package delivery safety perspective. And then there's some other things in there, but it just didn't seem like it seemed like this was a solution in search of a problem. And then on top of that, it seems to be sort of like on its face, not allowed in the historic district. And I didn't want the ZPD and then the ANC to be in a position with HPRB where we were sort of recommending approval for something that seemed obviously not allowed. So sort of like, in the scheme of things, not a big request, but also sort of like just not allowed enough that it didn't seem worth allowing. So that's kind of where the conversation ended up. I don't know, Matt, if you had anything else to add, because I know you've had independent conversations with the applicant themselves.
Nope, I think that's spot on. I think the only thing I would reiterate is that if they do reach out to Brendan at HPO and they cancel their HPRB hearing, then this is something we would pull off the agenda. But if they don't cancel,
Right.
then it's still going to be on the agenda. And for the ANC to weigh in, we'd need to have our vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy
So
enough.
I sent them an email today encouraging them to reach out to Brendan. And I think, Matt, you were going to follow up and just reiterate that, like, we're going to have it on the ANC agenda unless you reach out to Brendan and tell us otherwise.
Yep. I texted them to let us know about rescheduling.
Great. Okay. Sounds good. Other than that, there's nothing else on the ZPD sort of agenda for the May meeting. So.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Much appreciated. I assume if we do, if we handle that HPRB case, it's a pretty simple, just a motion to not recommend, right? We don't have to provide any documentation. Cool. Okie doke. We have finished our committees. Anything arising from SMDs? We already covered the mural, so that's good.
I would
Anything-
like
Really
to
quick.
bridge
Oh,
something up. Oh, go Francois, go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it probably maybe already got brought up, but the Vermont Avenue Garden Party is happening this weekend for those who can attend.
I'll be there.
I unfortunately will not actually be there because I'm
Wow.
running the Broad Street Run in Philadelphia, but it is a terrible weekend to miss in DC because there will be Porch Fest and there will be the Vermont Avenue Garden Party and there will be an effective altruist conference that my friend is putting on. So I will miss all of these things. You all should enjoy them all.
We shall copiously. Stephen, what did you have?
Two things. One is could we get the month of August off or like July? Like we I don't know. Like I would like that. That would be nice. I don't know
Big
what our
maybe.
I don't know what our plans are, but I was
Is
talking.
that a request for a paid leave? You're looking for like with benefits and
Yeah. With benefits. Well, I just think, we all work hard and, the ANC1B, like we don't take off. I think some ANCs take off like 2 months in the summer, and I don't think we take off a month. And it might be nice to just kind of decompress with a month off for maybe consideration. We have busy, really busy stuff going on, busy June. And then even like July with like the whole America 250 would be kind of crazy. So it might be nice as a thought to just be like, I don't know, maybe not meet in August or something like that. That's just one idea.
Let's think about it. July actually might not be bad to miss, given the number of special events in town, and we don't really have a lot to do with them. Um, what did we do with our meeting? It's on the 9th to
The
avoid
other thing I
the
would
Independence
say
Day
to add
weekend.
on to what Steven said in the exact opposite spirit is that having less meetings could allow us to do more actual work in terms of, organizing things outside of the meetings. So that could be super
Yeah, where's
helpful.
the Westminster Playground party we were promised?
It's happening in September now.
Okay,
Yeah, that's my new goal, but I have volunteers and plans.
cool.
So that is still going to happen by darn it before the end of my commission term.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it in mind in an active way. I guess, I don't know if you guys don't mind, I would love to make that decision like close to the time. Just like if we sense that we have a light agenda on one of the summer meetings, we can just
Al, can
push it.
you reach out to all the folks that did block parties last year and ask them to come to your May committee meeting with their proposals, and then that way we can vote to support them in June? Because I think like most of them happen in September. So I'll
Yes.
I'll let Mike know to get his in because LPCA would need their vote of support probably in June then for a September party. Like if we cancel July.
Yeah, Seton Street, but also Art All Night, and they
Yeah.
must be planning that very early. It's such a big event. So if you can reach out, Al, if you need to contact, let us know
Yep.
to District Bridges.
And then I had one more thing. Actually, in line of doing more work, I talked to ANC. I met some people from ANC1A recently, and they meet in person like every month. And I was wondering if maybe like the second half of 2026, we might consider maybe doing like instead of quarterly, maybe like every other meeting hybrid. I know we've had technological problems, but
Yes, I
maybe.
think as soon as we solve those, and as long as you commit to helping carry tables and chairs. Oh my God, look at that.
And here's the button for muting that Stephen was worried about missing. You push the button to mute.
I did miss
And
that.
it plugs into your laptop. I did talk to OANC about the technology. They actually think it's a really creative approach. And it sounds like they're going to sign off on our proposal. So I was actually thinking that we probably would be meeting in June in person. So I was going to try to get everything ordered for June in person.
There's a deep irony in that technology, AV technology, could prevent us from having an in-person meeting.
And yet,
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, and this is part of what I
Yeah.
shared with them, is that the OANC was trying to essentially replicate what council has,
Which is
but
a
at
lot.
like 4% of the cost that council got. And
Yeah, I
so
believe it. Yeah.
and so essentially what we found through our trial and error is that their technology, which is hardwired, is really expensive to get it to work
Hmm.
right.
Hmm.
And if we are able to do like a truly a hybrid, which we are leveraging additional technology and our laptops, then we actually have a really good meeting experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you for working on that.
By the
Yeah.
way, speaking of expensive, and it's neither here nor there because we didn't actually pay for it directly. I mean, we didn't pay for it; we were reimbursed for it. But the amount we spent was the amount that OANC spent to do this technology piece that is now being discarded because it doesn't really work is a little crazy. But I guess neither here nor there because it wasn't really our money anyway. They reimbursed us.
Probably
Yeah.
trial and error.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
This is an application to the TAF again, right?
Yeah. This is the
Yeah.
technology assistance fund would pay for it. But again, like what we're proposing, and I haven't put the full numbers together. Each one of these microphones that I've tested a couple of times is like $50. To get good wireless ones, they are like $100 each. And then you have all the receiver technology and integration technology and digitization technology. And it's just like it's insane. And so we're going to go with a much more streamlined and much less expensive solution that ultimately I think is going to produce a wildly better result.
Okay.
And Stephen with a button.
So we will hope
Yay!
for a June hybrid. Do we think we can be that ambitious?
Yeah, I think we should try. Let me get the kind of the orders kind of placed so that we know we can get it in time. And then I'll parallel process with OANC and getting reimbursement.
Cool. Cool. Thanks. Let us know how to support. Make Aaron do it.
Yeah, so wait, Matt, I just want to make sure you've cleared with them, like you buying in advance, even though we haven't approved you to buy. I guess we can count it as part of budget. Never mind. Sorry, take it all back. We would just call it communications budget spend.
Yeah, we'll square it up.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Okay. Anything from Karen?
Nope.
Okay. Any commissioners' projects? And if the answer is no, I'll be super happy to give us 10 minutes to stretch and walk around the block before our next meeting. Okay. All right. We'll see you at 7 o'clock for the special meeting. Thank you all very much for this. I think May meeting is going to be a breeze. Appreciate it. See you in a few.
Don't
Bye
jinx.
all.
I
Bye.
always do.